I swear to God, half of the profit for this movie must have come from Central Massachusetts, because I went to a big theater kind of about half an hour from my house last night, and I said, oh, hey, can I get a ticket for 6:30? Sold out. Oh, what about 7:30? Sold out. And these are like 400-person theaters. Go back today. Both the 3, 3:30, 4, and 4:15 were all sold out in like 350, 400-person theaters. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. Luckily, I found a showing at the theater near my house. Here I am to review it for you guys a little bit late. What can I say, though? Tried my best. Beauty and the Beast. Alright, luckily I'm not one of the actors singing in this movie because that was pretty terrible, but here I am to review it. So, Beauty and the Beast, as you probably know, is a remake directed by Bill Condon, starring Emma Watson, Dan Stevens, a whole bunch of other folks, and it's remaking the 1993 or so classic animated movie, the first animated movie to be nominated for Best Picture. Put that in your trivia repertoire, I guess. And I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was pretty solid overall. So Emma Watson and Dan Stevens were really good as Belle and the Beast for this whole thing. And I thought that they gave it their all. This was an all-star cast. You also had Ewan McGregor in there. You had, not Chris Evans, Luke Evans in there. Both of them were really good in their role. And overall, all the characters were just very charming, very enticing. They had a lot of, sweetness to them. They just played into what their characters were supposed to be, man. LeFou was funny. Belle was sweet. The Beast was kind of a jerk, but then, you realize he has a soft side, as you do in this type of movie. And, each actor played their part well. So props to all the actors in this movie. Super well cast. Good job, casting director. Now, my next few complaints are going to sound weird because usually I talk about acting, screenwriting, and directing. The thing that I really, really appreciate about this movie was the production design, because everything had this very big, huge scope, this big grandeur to it. It felt like it wasn't a movie set. It felt like it was an actual castle out there someplace, and it felt like everything was just designed perfectly. The village felt like it was this kind of small, bit dirty place where Belle was kind of the outcast, so you get that vibe just from the people in it, and that goes along with the costuming. So the people just look like they're just kind of down in the dumps. The hags look like they're supposed to be hags. The kind of, richer upper class people look like they're supposed to be richer upper class people. The Beast was superbly designed. I think that everybody's costumes really kind of fitted the time period. I think it's supposed to be post-French Revolution, and that went hand in hand with the production design, just making the movie look like it was supposed to be an awesome remake of this original classic. So translating it from kind of the animated to the live action, I think went really well in terms of costumes and production design. What translating it didn't go so well in the regard of is script, because I felt like this movie, the first and second half of this movie were two very different movies. I thought the second half was really good. I thought it was sincere. I thought it was sweet, and I thought it really just added something to this kind of Beauty and the Beast mythology. The first half was a different story. I felt like the first half was either trying to copy, line for line almost, what the original animated movie was supposed to be, or just trying to imitate the Broadway musical, because there were a lot of points where I'm like, this feels like it's supposed to be just so showy, so on the nose. They're making these direct to the camera, almost breaking the fourth wall jokes, and they're just so over the top. It feels like you're appealing to kids the entire time. Whereas the original Beauty and the Beast, been a while since I've seen it, but the original Beauty and the Beast, if I remember, was appealing to kids and adults. Again, nominated for Best Picture, so obviously it was more than just a kids movie. This felt more like it was a kids movie for the first half. It felt like it was something that was blatantly just trying to be over the top, goofy, funny, and it felt like, again, something that the Broadway musical would be, because Broadway musicals are over the top and hilarious in that way. And in this, it was over the top and just kind of took me out. I always talk about things taking me out of movies, but this, it was really, really noticeable. Just so on the nose. So just being we're messing around. This is an episode where we're all singing and dancing and everything. And I'm like, feels kind of weird. Again, though, the second half luckily completely turns that around once Belle and the Beast start kind of bonding. I really enjoyed seeing their chemistry grow, seeing what felt like a real relationship, and then kind of seeing the end, how that all kind of comes together. The end, you could argue was cartoony, but I actually thought it fit for what the movie was going for, and again, it didn't feel like it was straight out of a Broadway musical. It didn't feel like it was copied from the animated one. It felt like it was something that just made this live-action adaptation to the screen worthwhile. It felt like the action, I guess you can say, was worthwhile, and felt like it was something that you need to see on the screen in this kind of new updated format. So again, second half was really good. First half, the acting was superb. Then how the production design and costuming were really good. Overall, I think the first half and the cartooniness of it doesn't really drag down the whole movie, but it is something you kind of have to get through if you want to enjoy the whole thing. So I'm gonna give Beauty and the Beast a B, funny for Beauty and Beast. B. That wasn't planned, actually. It wasn't, I promise. Anyway, though, those are just my thoughts on Beauty and the Beast. I know some people weren't huge fans of this, but other people really loved it. So let me know what your thoughts are on it in the comment section down below. Let me know what in-production Disney live-action adaptation you're looking most forward to next. I am John Hayeck. You guys can follow me on Twitter at JohnMHayeck. You guys can go over to mymoviethoughts.com for tons more posts from me, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for tons of posts from me as well. As I already said, I am John Hayeck. Comment on this, like it, share it with some friends. I am John Hayeck one more time, and thank you guys, as always, so much for watching.